This is Frank Anthony, and welcome to another walk talk. Okay, so one of the locations I decided to go to today, there's a few people. It's really nice weather over here. That's why I had to make a walk talk. Had some ideas going on up here. There's a few people visiting some stones today, so I kind of made sure I wanted to go like way away. I wanted to go far away from where they are, so I'm kind of just sitting somewhere in a corner where there's not really, good chance someone won't visit. I don't want to, be disrespectful and doing a video walking by them, mourning any losses. So, but I definitely have had this topic on my mind. May also cover it on the podcast in more detail. But one of my friends on Facebook, they posted an article. It was a research study done by Harvard University. I'm sorry, I forgot the author's name of the article right now, but it had to do with small talk. And I just thought that was so interesting, especially because last night, I don't want to shame anyone who may have sent me this type of message. That's not what this is about. It's just messages that almost all of us send to people that we don't really know, or just the typical type of message that we send to people, to try to connect, almost like an icebreaker in a way. It's just very common, and that is asking people, how are you? And the article was really interesting, and the messages I was getting yesterday, I had at least 3 messages in a row, like all within a half hour, that said, hey handsome, how are you? And to me, like I said, I don't want to shame anyone about that. It's, like I said, it's common that we say how are you and whatever, but it did show me how generic that can be, and how it made me question, do we really actually want to know how someone's doing, or is that just our way in to talk to someone that we want to talk to and really talk to them about what we really want, the point that we really want to get to? I think how are you is maybe that potential key we try to use to get into the door, into someone's door. So there was just, like I said, really interesting article. They get into details of how to start conversations different ways more effectively, really researching not that person, but like the environment you may be in the moment, and try to strike up a conversation a different way. So it's not that typical sup, hi, how are you? There's better ways to connect to people and actually have meaningful conversations compared to what we're used to, having some bland small talk, icebreaker stuff that usually a lot of the time it just falls off the grid, the radar, and we end up never talking again type thing. So anyone that does send me those messages, it's no hate towards you guys, but after reading that article, it makes me want to work on myself and not to say how are you as much anymore, trying to use like different things. Like if I actually talk to someone, I really want to try to have an engaging conversation, really have a purpose, and kind of just get to that purpose instead of using almost like these bookends for the conversation. Because another thing too to bring up, especially when you're trying to get to know someone, is always like the what do you do for fun comment, question. We use that a lot in the dating scene and stuff, and that can just get very tiring after time. We're so used to how are you and what do you do for fun that it's like we got to just try to switch it up, really try to get to know that partner and bring up something you guys may have common interest in. Let's see. Monica says, I feel called out. I messaged you, how are you, last night. That's so funny. I didn't even think about that. Like I said, I just thought about the other messages I was getting and how they were all like right in a row. But no, on a serious note, that is definitely something I think of at times and struggle with, because I will want to say more to certain people but feel guilty at times if I don't start with a small talk type of greeting. Just went through this earlier. And that is a really good point. Hate that question about dating, same, because it just gets tiring after, especially someone like me who's been single for a while, and you do go on date after date after date and you just get the same few questions over and over again. It's like, oh my god, I just want to write it down on a napkin or an index card and just give it to the person, just study it and be prepared for the test that is known as me. But Monica, you made really good points where, it's something we're so used to using, and I think we should try to explore and delve on that more. I think I'm going to also talk about this on a future podcast episode. There was so much to that article that I could definitely get more into it, But right now, that was just something that I thought of as like, oh, like that's a really good point, you know, and not, like I said, calling certain people out, but kind of calling myself out too, because it's something that I do, especially when I don't know what to say to certain people, people that make me really nervous because the way they look, or they're just so nice and funny and I don't want to mess it up. It's the how are you question. It's the basic general questions when we need to, you know, there's different ways. We could use some humor, we can do a little bit of digging, I guess. Not that I'm encouraging you to like stalk someone's life and profile, but even just something simple, looking at their interests and seeing, oh, like I'm into that too, you know, let's get a conversation going that way. And then naturally and fluently, we can get into the more personal and serious stuff. And if someone doesn't want to talk to you, then hey, that's, you know, their loss at the end of the day. Just keep it rolling. And it happens to all of us. It's not, don't believe that's just you that's being ignored or rejected all the time. Like, it really does happen to a lot of us, if not all of us, at one time or another. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Go enjoy this weather. It is so beautiful outside. I hope you guys have a great day. Also, make sure to support my YouTube channel, where I'm going to also post this video. And there's a new podcast episode today, so you should check that out. Bye.